Hi, I'm Bob, and this is A Rokit Props review.
1, 0, all engine running. We have a liftoff.
Today, on the review, we examine and build up this, the Tomenosuke Blaster 2049 Stunt Model Prop Kit. This famous prop was first seen with the release of the original Blade Runner movie in 1982 and was used by Harrison Ford as Rick Deckard, his most famous role after Han Solo in Indiana Jones. And to continue the trope he made famous in several movies of his early career, including Blade Runner, Harrison shoots first. So let's see what we got. Alright, the box open. We have this really nice picture book with lots of views of the original hero gun. We have the instruction sheet showing where all the parts go for both sides. And we have the main body here in the bag. And it is a really nice single piece casting done in both matte and glossy finishes. And oh boy, does that look nice. Yeah, we have the small parts in this other bag. And then here we have the grips, which are two of the nicest clear castings I've ever seen anywhere. Yeah, absolutely no bubbles, no nothing. And the LEDs. Now, I have yet to see any resin cast prop kit produced by anyone, including myself or the shop with whom I'm associated, who has ever produced the perfect flawless kit, and this one is no exception. And as you can see on the gun, there are several bleeds and bridges that have to be cut off. These bleeds were put in place in the mold to eliminate bubbles from the casting when the part was poured. Now here's a couple of unintentional blobs that are there because so far as I can tell, the mold started to deteriorate right there. Or a couple of bubbles made their way onto the mold when it was being poured. The resin bleeds on this casting are not a big deal to be sure, as it helps to lower the cost of production to not have to take the extra steps to smooth those out before packing, so this kit leaves those bits to the customer. Now I will also have to drill out and tap all the holes in the grip frame so that the two amber grips can be screwed on. Yeah, now the bottom grip plate has a pair of tabs corresponding with the two holes on the frame and was meant to be glued on, but since one of the holes was impacted with resin, possibly caused by that bit of detail breaking off on the mold, and since it was meant to take a pair of screws, I decided I would drill and tap these holes as well and screw the butt plate on. Now, since this is a kit, mold lines are present, and whatever flashing there was had been scraped away and are easily sanded smooth. And in this scene where Deckard and Roy Batty were fighting through the wall over the gun, it is very evident the hero gun was replaced by a solid rubber prop when the action started, where the top seam line is prominently seen. Seam line on the prop kit is entirely accurate, and it is a detail you may wish to keep. Yeah, now let's build this bad boy up.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. 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 Human error. Evolution. This is the future. 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 Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
It is not a difficult chore to assemble and finish this prop, and it was a lot of fun to build up. But until recently, I couldn't remember the last time I saw the movie itself, but I'm pretty sure it was before everyone started coming out with director's cuts and non-monologuing cuts and fan edits and decorative replicant cuts and whatever. And I never saw the more recent Blade Runner 2049 movie. But the one constant is this blaster prop, and its timeless design will endure. As for this prop, it is an excellent kit to build up and display, and it is a fact that out of all the Blade Runner blasters and blaster kits made over the last 4 decades that I've ever handled or have even heard of, this Blade Runner blaster is the definitive perfect representation of the prop blaster that you see in the movie. If there was a disappointment at all, it's that the gun body was not cast in multiple pieces, and that by itself made masking for painting more difficult. So for fans of Blade Runner, if you have the good fortune to do so, the top-of-the-line fully finished blaster that Tomenosuke sells may be the one to get. But this resin kit that originally sold for less than US $250 retail is a highly worthy prop to have in any collection, assuming of course you can find one.